Do you need evidence of something right in front of you? No, you need to look for yourself. Do you need evidence if something is in front of you? No, you need perspective. One should learn from themselves all things based on what's provided as starting ground or reference material. Everything is a reference, as everything is created for a reason. Therefore, so-called evidence exists everywhere, and beauty can also be found in all things, as well as creativity in all that is of nature, for all has its dependencies, all has natures of their own. A teacher must help as a guiding mechanism to current ongoing discoveries, not to tell of all in any case, and always be there in every case. If someone hears something bad about someone twice, they'll most likely believe it. It's very easy for someone that reads and understands so much of nature to give up on someone who refuses to do the same yet asks for their guidance. However, do not give up, nor give in. Always help seek the bigger picture, which means there is never truly consensus on anything but what is simply learning, but learning in objective nature, which includes teaching and thus coming to terms with what helps learn, teach, and have of knowledge in the first place. That middle part and associated last part from bridges seem to be the hardest for all, as one is constantly reaching to the edges based on the center to which they desire ultimately, but then keep finding themselves reaching the last for which the cycle repeats. Where knowledge comes from is utmost important, for an objective nature to some may be a subjective perspective, whereas others it is actually an objective nature to which then the perspectives are harmonized and known of limitation. Relativism on relativism is harm waiting to happen. It is relying on opinion and uncertainty. Nature on nature is healing waiting to happen. It is relying on conscience and blueprint. Relativism on nature or nature on relativism never works because it is counterintuitive. More than not, especially in the denatured world, we are counterintuitive to our own learnings, and our learnings are counterintuitive. Evidence doesn't ask for wisdom, it seeks to be it, and wisdom doesn't ask for evidence. All that is needed is an open mind and open heart, for such is both an awareness to experience naturally. By assuming government will always form, assumes government is natural. However, its nature is similar to that of technology. It is formed by requirement, which means it does not need to exist. Except technology has the advantage because it actually can be identified objectively. Government is nothing but slavery and belief thereof, whereas man's law is nothing but opinion enforced by threat of violence, else its recommendation and in alignment with natural law. It must be noted that there are polarities with many of these words, including the words government, exists, and form. Manifestations are formations, but is that identifications? In other words, can manifestations be identifiable? Macrocosmic, yes. To be specified, not easily. To be specified as to what caused the manifestation, yes, thus giving way to macrocosmic specification, but with such answer relying in the microcosmic, hence the importance of individual change to worldly change. However, then there's the question, is it natural? To come to be, of course. To persist and be intentionally manifested? Not necessarily. It depends on the nature of what's at hand, what's of the blueprint, and what is moral, hence then coming to conscience. I don't expect this to be understood by all, but I know it will through time, and to some who truly understand or seek to, through multiple perspectives, not just one. It's about aligning perception to truth, using perspective from perception for observation of truth, then acting based on how we perceive our world. But again, following that core, learn objective nature, teach to do so model. It is also simple health coaching that follows the same model, and let it be clear, you can simply start with the objective natures you do know, however simple it may be, such as the fact one can think for themselves, or that it is wrong to do harm. I'm sure my words can improve as well as my perspective and teachings as all. However, when we learn evidently, as by wisdom, through understanding objective nature at its whole, which means through practice of consciousness and conscience, therefore understanding the integrative health of the world, it is that statism is the associative root cause to all manifested evil in the world. It is the direct violation to natural law as the top contributor to the continuance and manifestation of negative expression. This is the learning process all humans must go through if we are to truly change the world and forever save humankind from mass war, democide, harm, immorality, illusion, and deception. Thus, we also save ourselves from disease, delusion, psychopaths, figurative demons, and foreign extremes. Education for freedom is found when nature is the answer. And with respect to Lysander Spooner, a teacher often gone unrecognized among many, as all best teachers often are due to the emphasis on the idea's importance for all to be of fellow teachers and not just themselves. If only all loved one another, for that's all it is to refrain from all forms of immoral or harmful actions by natural law. And it's not that this is the time to want change or that this always happens in society. Introducing this knowledge can happen at any time, anywhere, and it is just more obvious at sometimes more than others, like now, which is natural to then spark more dialogue, and it is nothing to blatantly dismiss, else we fall farther down. Spend time learning something else, some way else. Rely on me for none. You ask questions, but, or, and. Nature is the answer.